Daniel Matthews was leaving his office late on Christmas Eve when he noticed Emma, woman, and a little girl sitting in the snow just outside his estate gates. The woman wore a thin gray cardigan over a white shirt, and the little girl clutched a teddy bear while wearing a red velvet dress that looked like it had seen better days. Daniel stopped his car and rolled down the window. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" The little girl looked up at him with wide, hopeful eyes. "Sir, we haven't eaten since yesterday. Do you have any food?" The woman, blonde, probably in her late 20s, immediately tried to pull her daughter back. "Emma, don't bother the man. I'm sorry, sir. We'll move along." "Wait." Daniel got out of his car, snow immediately dusting his expensive suit. "You're sitting in the snow on Christmas Eve. At least let me." He stopped, really seeing them. Both were shivering, their lips slightly blue, their clothes completely inadequate for the winter storm. "How long have you been out here?" "We're fine," the woman said, but her voice shook. "We were just resting before walking to the shelter. In this storm. That's 3 miles from here." Daniel knelt down to Emma's level. "When did you last eat?" "Yesterday morning," Emma said honestly. "Mommy gave me her food at the shelter and said she wasn't hungry, but I know she was lying because her stomach made noises." The woman's face flushed with embarrassment. "Emma, what's your name?" Daniel asked the woman. "Claire. Claire Anderson. And this is Emma. I'm sorry, we're on your property. We were just trying to get out of the wind for a moment." Daniel looked at this mother and daughter, freezing and starving on Christmas Eve, and made a decision. "Come inside. Both of you." "Can't." "Yes, you can. It's Christmas Eve. There's a storm. You have a child who's cold and hungry. I have a house with heat and food and empty guest rooms. Come in. You don't know us. You could be a mother and daughter who need help. That's all I need to know." Daniel stood and opened his car door. "Please, let me help." Claire looked at Emma, who was shivering harder now, and her resistance crumbled. "Just for tonight. Just to warm up and eat something. Then we'll go." Inside Daniel's mansion, Claire and Emma stared at the chandelier, the marble floors, the Christmas tree that had to be 15 feet tall. "You live here alone?" Claire asked quietly. "My wife died 3 years ago. We never had children. So yes, it's just me rattling around in all this space." Daniel showed them to the guest bathroom. "There are towels, hot water, soap. Take a long shower, both of you. I'll find some dry clothes." While they showered, Daniel called his housekeeper, Mrs. Chen, who lived in the guest house on the property. "I need help. I have a woman and her daughter here. They were outside in the snow, starving and freezing. Can you help me find clothes and prepare food?" Mrs. Chen arrived within minutes. Together, they found clean sweatpants and sweaters, prepared hot soup and sandwiches, and set up the guest room with fresh linens. When Claire and Emma emerged, clean and dressed in warm clothes, Emma's eyes went straight to the Christmas tree. "It's so pretty." "We don't have a tree this year." "Why not?" Daniel asked, then immediately regretted it. Claire answered quietly. "We lost our apartment 2 months ago when I lost my job. We've been staying at shelters when there's room or in my car until it broke down. There wasn't really space for a Christmas tree." "What did you do?" "For work. I was a paralegal. The firm downsized. I've been applying everywhere, but no one's hiring right before the holidays." Claire looked at Emma, who was examining the ornaments with wonder. "I keep telling myself it's temporary, that we'll get back on our feet. But it's hard to believe that when you're sitting in the snow begging strangers for food." "You weren't begging." Emma asked for help. "That's different." Over hot soup and sandwiches, Daniel learned their story. Claire had been a single mother since Emma was born. The father had left the moment he found out about the pregnancy. She'd built a stable life through sheer determination, working her way up to paralegal while raising Emma alone. Then the layoffs came, and everything fell apart. "I have a law degree," Claire said, staring at her soup. "I was going to go to law school, But I got pregnant, and priorities changed. Being Emma's mother became more important than being a lawyer. That's admirable. It's practical. You can't be a good mother if you're never home. And Emma needed me more than I needed a fancy career. Claire looked up. I'm not complaining. Emma is everything to me. I'd make the same choice again. I just wish we hadn't ended up here. After dinner, Emma fell asleep on the couch while they were watching a Christmas movie. Daniel carried her to the guest room, and Claire tucked her in. She's exhausted, Claire whispered. We've been sleeping in shifts at the shelter because it's not always safe. She hasn't slept through the night in weeks. She'll be safe here. You both will. Why are you doing this? You don't know us. Because Emma asked for help, and I have the means to provide it. Because it's Christmas Eve, and no child should be cold and hungry. Because I've spent 3 years alone in this big house, wondering what the point is of having all this money and space if I don't use it to help people. Claire's eyes filled with tears. I used to be the person who had it together, who helped others. Now I'm the person who needs help, and I hate it. Accepting help isn't weakness. It's wisdom. And tomorrow, when you're rested and fed, we'll figure out next steps. The next morning, Christmas Day, Daniel made them breakfast while Mrs. Chen found wrapped presents from the gift closet donations. Daniel had meant to give to charity, but hadn't delivered yet. Emma's face lit up when she saw a teddy bear and books under the tree with her name on them. Santa found me, even though we don't have a house. Claire was crying. You didn't have to do this. Wanted to. Emma deserves a Christmas. Over the next few days, Daniel learned that Claire was brilliant. She understood legal concepts faster than some of the attorneys at his company. When she mentioned she'd been one class short of finishing law school when Emma was born, Daniel made some calls. My company has a legal department. We need a paralegal coordinator. The position includes benefits, relocation assistance, and tuition reimbursement. If you want to finish that last class and take the bar exam, we'll support that. Daniel, you can't just give me a job. I'm not giving you anything. You're qualified. You have experience. You need a job, and I need someone good. It's not charity, it's a smart business. People will say you're only hiring me because you feel sorry for me. Let them say it. I know the truth. You're smart, capable, and dedicated. You're exactly who I want working for my company. 6 months later, Claire had her own apartment. Emma was thriving in a good school, and Claire had finished her last law school class and passed the bar exam on her first try. You didn't have to support me through all that, Claire said as they celebrated her bar passage over dinner, regular occurrence now, as they've been dating for 3 months. Okay? I wanted to. Somewhere between finding you in the snow and watching you rebuild your life, I fell in love with you. Daniel, I came to you with nothing. A daughter, no home, no job. You came to me with everything. Strength, intelligence, dedication to your daughter. You taught me that my wealth is meaningless if I don't use it to help people. You showed me what real courage looks like, asking for help when you need it, accepting kindness when it's offered, rebuilding your life from scratch. A year after that snowy Christmas Eve, Daniel proposed not in some grand gesture, but quietly with Emma present. Claire, you were sitting outside my gates in the snow, and Emma asked for help. I invited you in for one night. You've been inviting me into your life every day since. You've shown me what family means, what purpose feels like. Will you marry me? Let me be part of your family permanently. At their wedding, Emma served as flower girl and gave a toast. We were sitting in the snow, and I asked Mr. Daniel for food. He could have said no. He could have driven away like lots of other people did. But he stopped, and he helped us, and he let us stay. And now he's my dad forever. So if you see someone who needs help, you should stop. Because helping people is how you make a family. Sometimes sitting outside someone's gates changes everything. Sometimes asking for help leads to finding home. Sometimes the CEO who says come in is really saying stay forever. And sometimes, Christmas miracles happen when someone chooses compassion over convenience. If this story touched your heart, please like and share it. Subscribe for more stories about choosing kindness and opening doors to those in need. Leave a comment about when someone invited you in during your hardest moment. Your stories inspire us all.